I'm Chris Barron. Welcome to the Breakdown with Chris Barron. Today is episode 4, and this one is entitled Verse, Chorus, Bridge. I'm going to talk to you guys about the parts of a song. So let's get right into it. Verse, chorus, bridge. I want to talk to you guys, about how I write songs, because basically I don't know, I don't know how other people do it. I only know how I do it, and the songs have different parts. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're a bit of a miasma. Of sometimes when you're writing a song, it's not really quite as organized into different parts, but for the most part, most songs have a verse, a chorus, and often there's a bridge. The verse is the part of the song that moves the song along and pretty much tells the story. It's a lot of times it's more wordy than other parts of the song, and it is basically the part that tells. The chorus or refrain. Sometimes it's called a refrain. It's called a refrain because it often comes back. Usually you hear the chorus more than once during the song. The chorus, I like to think like the chorus states the case of the song. It's kind of the thesis of the song. It comes back, and a lot of times it's a bit more repetitious. A lot of times it's the catchy part of the song, the hooky part of the song, so to speak. And again, it comes back and it gives the thesis of the song. So it comes back a couple times and really kind of hammers home what it is you're saying in the song. Most people remember the chorus more than they remember the other parts of the song because it happens more than once and because it's the part that really is nailing the idea of the song. And the bridge. The bridge explains kind of what's going on. Lyrically, the bridge is an opportunity for you to kind of fill in any lyrical gaps in the song, and then sonically, you're going through the song. You'll have the verse where you're telling your little story, chorus where you are saying the thing that the song is all about. Then you have another verse and you're telling a little bit more of the story, part 2, and then you got the chorus where you're hammering home once again this is what the song is about, and then you've been through both parts of the song twice, and it's in human nature, for the ear to maybe get a little bit tired. And the bridge is a moment for you to kind of go someplace else harmonically, right? Sonically, right? To make slightly different harmonic sound go on that's refreshing for the ear. But also, if you have any loose ends in the song, it's an opportunity for you to kind of go back and explain what's going on. So the verse kind of tells, right? Tells the story. The chorus kind of states your thesis, and the the bridge explains, right, or expands on what's going on in the song. So I could go on and on about this stuff, but let's get into a song. I'm going to play you guys a song that I wrote many years ago. A friend of mine had passed away, my friend Tim Vega, and he died quite a bit before. I think he died, several months before, maybe even a year before. And I was sitting in a room in Chicago in a hotel room, and this song kind of all came to me at once. There's a lot of emotion in this song, and like I said, it kind of came out in this sort of torrent, and as a result, this song is a bit nebulous. It doesn't really have it has distinct parts. It goes from piece to piece, as you'll see when I play it, but it's not exactly verse, chorus, bridge. So I'm gonna play you some stuff as the show goes on, and we're gonna focus more and more in on songs that have more defined parts. But I'm gonna start out first of all with this tune that kind of came together very quickly, and it's mostly portraying this sort of abstract emotion, and as a result, the parts are a little bit more nebulous. Joy casts a shadow that's deep and long. If you want to be happy, then you must be strong. For each peal of laughter will cost you a sigh. You'll have to swing low if you want to get high. With me, it's always famine or feast. The beast eats me, or I eat the beast. With each glass of wine, the sweetness increased. A turn of the key, I'm a prisoner released. From pain, I run again. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta drink some wine. From pain, I run again, only to find I am restrained. So I fly into my jail. If you want to live loved, you must never fail to fall, to fall, to fall. To fall is a risk that some never take. Some hearts never beat for fear they will break. There's safety in numbers, but the safest is one. Oh, why would you fly when it's safer to run? From pain, I run again, only to find I am restrained. So I fly into my jail. If you want to live loved, you must never fail to fall, to fall, to fall, to fall. That song's called "To Fall." It's never been on a record. It's like I said, it isn't very clearly defined. The parts aren't super clearly defined. It kind of goes through a cycle, a musical cycle, where you've got this part: joy casts a shadow that's deep and long. If you want to be happy, then you must be strong. Each peal of laughter will cost you a sigh. You'll have to swing low if you want to get high. And then you go on to another section, but it's not like clearly defined, where you have like a real kind of 1-2 punch, where you're going from one musical idea to another musical idea, from one lyric idea to another lyrical idea, that the rhythm changes, the harmony changes, and from the verse where you're telling this kind of story, I'm kind of just telling a story the whole way through that song, as opposed to where the next song I'm going to play for you is a song called Key to the Kingdom. And it is very clearly defined. It's a song, I was reading the Bible. I decided that I would read the Bible from cover to cover, because people talk a lot of horse shit about the Bible. And I decided that I wanted to have read the Bible from cover to cover. So if somebody said something about the Bible, I could be like, I don't remember that part of the Bible. And I was reading, man, I think it's the book of Saul. It might have been Kings. I was reading the story of David. And Aaron Comas and I were working on a Spin Doctors record. And we wrote this song called Key to the Kingdom. And I came in Aaron had a track already recorded, and I wrote this lyric on the spot to that track. And later on, recently, I started working on all this bluesy finger picking stuff in the style of a hero of mine, Reverend Gary Davis. And I took this lyric and I rearranged it with this music that I'm about to play for you guys. This song is written in a very kind of didactic, clearly stated style, because it really is actually very much in the style of this hero of mine, Gary Davis, who was a blues musician until he was born in the late 1800s, born in 1894. And sometime in the 30s, when he was still quite young, he stopped playing blues and he started only playing gospel and became a reverend. So his style of writing is very declarative, and which is the case of a lot of gospel music. So this is a song that you'll see the verses tell a very clear story, and the chorus is like a refrain, which is to say that it comes back and it's repetitious and it hammers home this point again and again and again. So without any further ado, I'm going to show you an example of a song that's really kind of a 1-2 punch, and you'll see it's different from the first song that I played. The two parts are much more clearly delineated, verse and chorus. The prophet said to David, someday you'll be king. So go on down to King Saul's house and let him hear you sing. Don't worry what you hear, don't worry what you see, don't worry about his spear. Cause you got the key to the kingdom. You got the key to the kingdom. Here we're in the verse. The chorus. If your heart is bold, the key is gold. If your heart is kind, the key you find. Jesse said to David, Goliath's in the vale. Second verse. What makes you think you bring him low? Nah, best to fail. David said to Jesse, just go tell the king for me, I shall smite Goliath. Cause I got that key to the kingdom. I got the key to the kingdom. If your heart is bold, the key is gold. If your heart is kind, the key you'll find. So here we are, right? We're 2/3 of the way through the song. I played a verse, I played a chorus, I played a verse, and another chorus. We're telling a story right here. But the song itself is kind of sophisticated. The story's pretty strong. We are going through a lot of different things musically, so the ear is constantly refreshed. And, you know, I basically have a very clear thesis statement. So do we go to a bridge here? When I was writing this song, you know, I made the decision not to go to a bridge, and I just go on to the third verse, and I finish the story. David said to Solomon when he was about to die, you're going to build my temple when I'm by the good Lord's side. able you will be. You can do anything, 'cause you got the key, you got the key to the kingdom. You got the key to the kingdom. If your heart is bound, the key is gold. If your heart is kind, the key you find. Let's take it home, boys and girls. Here, we're done now. Boom. 1-2 punch. Verse, chorus, no bridge. The song is pretty sophisticated musically, so the ear doesn't necessarily really need a break. And the verses are telling this like biblical story in a very clear, straightforward kind of way. And what's the point? It's a quote from the Bible. He's got the key to the kingdom. The whole thing gets across. I don't need to explain anything else. And the ear is refreshed the whole way through, so I don't really need a bridge. So when, to bridge or not to bridge, as you can see from the pause that I made in the song, you get 2/3 of the way through the song, and when you're writing the song, it's kind of up to you. The whole idea is we're talking about these structural ideas, right? And these are like tools in your toolbox. But not every song has to have all of these things. Like the first song that I played, To Fall, right? Sometimes you're just kind of like going along and your message is being told in this kind of nebulous way as it sort of continues. Sometimes, a verse and a chorus is going to do everything that you need it to do. But sometimes you're going to get 2/3 of the way through the song and it's going to need a bridge. Sometimes you need the bridge just because sonically you need to go someplace else so that the ear is refreshed. And sometimes you need to go to a bridge because you haven't explained the entire song. So I'm going to play you guys another song now. This is a tune I'm probably going to put on my new record. It's called Sometimes It's Tiring to Be Me. It's a tune I wrote after a breakup when I was starting to feel a little bit better. And I had kind of a funny attitude about how depressed I'd been for such a long time. And I was kind of making fun of myself. This song has a verse, a chorus, and a bridge. Because I'm getting through this song, and the song is varied enough and interesting enough to get you through 2/3 of it, but maybe not quite enough to where you didn't need kind of an ear cleansing moment. And also, you'll see the message of the song is it's strong, it's forthright, I'm getting a point across, but it raises questions because I'm kind of pissing and moaning throughout the whole song. There's a moment of truth in a song where people have this initial reaction to a song. Boom. First couple seconds, right? And there's not much you can do about that. I mean, apart from not sucking. And then you get 2/3 of the way through. There's this like kind of moment of truth. And are you going to get through that moment of truth and keep the listener, or are you going to lose them? And sometimes you have them with what you've got. Sometimes you need another part. And sometimes it comes down to further explaining yourself lyrically. You've got like a loose end lyrically, and a lot of times I write lyrics that are full of imagery and kind of like overly imaginative and kind of wordy, and I get 2/3 of the way through the song and I'm like, it's not clear what this song is about. I don't even know what the song is about, and I had to sit back and write a bridge to explain what the song is actually about. And it's a great moment. The bridge is this great moment where you can kind of step outside of the song and look back in and look down on the song and kind of like explain both to yourself and to the listener what's going on. And so there's two things going on in the bridge. It's kind of cool. It's kind of three-dimensional chess. You're both giving the ear a break, and you have this opportunity to like explain yourself and really get the song across so it really makes sense to the listener if there are any loose ends. So this is a song called Sometimes It's Tiring to Be Me, and I'm gonna break it down for you, baby. My boots are heavy and my pants are deep. I'm too tired to go to sleep. My vision's too cute for me to see. I'm all fixed up, as good as new. I don't know why I feel so blue. Sometimes it's tiring to believe. Sometimes it's tiring to be me. It's not like I'm looking for sympathy. I know I'm not the only one in here who's lonely. Tell me, who else could I be? 'Cause sometimes it's tiring to be me. My cup's half empty and my points are spent. I can't get back from where I went. I can't afford the stuff I get for free. A little too soon to be too late. A little too blue to feel so great. Sometimes it's tiring to be. Sometimes it's tiring to be. Sometimes it's tiring to be me. Sometimes it's tiring to be me. It's not like I'm looking for sympathy. I know I'm not the only one in here who's lonely. Tell me, who else could I be? 'Cause sometimes it's tiring to be me. So here we are, right? 2 verses, 2 chorus, right? Second chorus, 2/3 of the way through the song. Now, what the fuck is going on with this guy? What's going on with this dude? He's whining and moaning. Sometimes it's tiring to be me. My boots are heavy. My pants are deep. What is he talking about? I'm too tired to go to sleep. My vision is too acute for me to see. I'm all fixed up, as good as new. I don't know why I feel so blue. Sometimes it's tiring to be me. Sometimes it's tiring to be me. It's not like I'm looking for sympathy. I know I'm not the only one in here who's lonely. Tell me, who else could I be? Because sometimes it's tiring to be me, right? Why is this guy whining? Why is he moaning? What is going on? And also, we're just rolling along in this E kind of sound. So it's time for something else, right? So, sometimes it's tiring to be me. Here I explain. Pretty good day, pretty good day, pretty good pay. What's my problem anyway? No specific misery that breaks my feet of clay. Sometimes it's tiring to be me. Let's take it home. It's not like I'm looking for sympathy. I know I'm not the only, last chorus, baby, one in here who's lonely. Sometimes it's tiring to be me. Sometimes it's tired. Sometimes it's tired. Sometimes it's tiring to be me. Sometimes it's tiring to be me. So you got this other thing happening here, right? Pretty good day, pretty good pay, right? We've been in this whole thing, right? We go to a totally different tonal center, right? A totally different harmonic idea. Pretty good day, pretty good pay. What's my problem anyway? We've essentially changed keys, which is a technical thing, but we've gone to a completely different place harmonically. No specific misery that breaks my feet of clay. And it sounds like we're gonna change key, but we don't. When we go back into this thing, and sometimes it's tiring to be me. We haven't changed key, but we've gone through this whole kind of like rinse cycle that's rinsed the ear and changed where your head's at. I've like kind of explained why I'm pissing and moaning this whole thing. It's not a great explanation, but it's a song, so it's not like a legal case where somebody's gonna like, you know, take it apart. But if you're like listening to this song, you're like, why is this guy pissing and moaning? All of a sudden I'm saying like, pretty good day, pretty good pay, what's my problem anyway, right? So no specific misery that breaks my feet of clay. So I'm admitting like that there's just a flaw in my character that's making me like whine and moan right now, and I don't even really know why, but you can kind of relate because I've gone through the trouble of kind of explaining it a little bit. Basically, I'm just a broken person, and it's enough of an excuse to get you through the last chorus. Sometimes it's tiring to be me, and now you've heard this chorus, you've heard it, this is the third time you're hearing it, so it's taken on this like rhetorical weight because the verses have told you this story that has prepared you for it, and I have taken you through two verses, right, telling the story, and then you've heard this rhetorical like kind of like argument, my thesis, which is this chorus. You've heard it twice already. Then I go in, and just in case you're like not really sure if you want to hang in there with me, all of a sudden I grab your ear with like a new set of chords, and I give you like a little bit of an excuse to just hang in there with me and not give up on me and think, I don't care about this guy, he's just whining and moaning. And I take you to that last chorus, and you're right with me. And you're rooting for me. Hopefully, you're rooting for me. The thing is, like, these are all parts. There are a lot of like funky little parts of songs, and maybe I'll do another episode talking about other parts of songs. Maybe I'll do, you know, verse, chorus, bridge, parts of songs like episode 2 or whatever, the return, because you've got pre-choruses, right? Which is a little idea that takes you into the chorus. You got turnaround lines, which is instead of having an entire chorus, you just have one line at the end of a verse that explains it. There's all kinds of other pieces. These are the basic parts of a song. Not every song has all three of these parts. The same, it's not like a car, you know, where if it doesn't have wheels and an engine, it's not a car. It's a song, and it's kind of this abstract thing. And the way I look at it is the song is a proposition, it's an idea, something that you're trying to get across, and these parts just exist as ideas and you know, tools in your toolbox, arrows in your quiver, choices that you can make to structurally support the idea of your song. And that's how I write songs. That's how I use those parts. That's how I think of them. And I hope that this was enlightening. If you guys want to, we're going to do a Zoom. Horsey is going to put it into the chat. So if you want to have a little Zoom and you want to follow up, I could get a lot more abstract about this. And if you guys want to ask me any questions about it, let's get on this Zoom. Horsey's going to put it in there. My name is Chris Barron. This is The Breakdown. It's produced by The Horse Whisperer and presented by me, Chris Barron. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Breakdown with Chris Barron, and I'll see you next week. Thanks a lot, guys. See you at the Zoom. All right? Look in the chat for the link to the Zoom, baby. Come on now, we're gonna Zoom. Thank you, I'm Chris Barron.